Hello and welcome to Raw Ups and Downs, the show where I, Simon from WhatCulture, watch Raw and then come on this YouTube show and tell you if Raw was good and the good bits get an up, or if it was bad and the down bits, they get a down. Now this week, here's what I think we should do. Even if I say something and you're like, I can't believe Simon said that, let's just have a lovely, healthy discussion and get to the end of that rainbow as friends. But enough gibberish and less ups and downs. We're going to start a bit weirdly this week because we're going to delve into the middle of Raw. We're going to grab something random and we're going to give an up to Titus O'Neil. Now I know that's a strange thing to say, and I know usually we wouldn't even talk about Titus O'Neil, but I thought his segment last night with Apollo Crews and Enzo and Cass was funny, entertaining, and I enjoyed it immensely. He came out, he emulated Enzo's entrance with the mic and he did everything. He had a nice suit on and he got in the ring, found out he's actually taken on Big Cass, got his ass whooped, but the whole time, I liked it. And on top of that, even though the whole time it looked like Apollo Crews wasn't enjoying this, at the end, he came to his mentor's saviour. And all of a sudden, this feud and the personalities and the energy and the connection is going up, and I want to see where it's going to go. So yeah, well done Titus, well done Apollo Crews, just don't let me down. Keep making this fun and keep making this exciting for the next few weeks. I know, and if you did watch this show, you'd be like, well, I can't affect that, Simon. I have to listen to the WWE booking, which I understand, but I'm talking to you directly. Do whatever you can. There could be money here, and Titus does love money. That's his whole gimmick, the Titus brand. Our first down of the day, though, does come when we're talking about the opening of the show, which, while fine and did a good job establishing what the main event of Extreme Rules is going to be, well, it just felt a bit forced and it was a bit boring. It gets it down. Much like most openings to Raw, the general manager, in this case Kurt Angle, came out, told us about Braun Strowman being injured, and then said we need to find a number one contender for Brock Lesnar's title down the line. And we did that by having all the potential number one contenders come out. So Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt. And this was okay. It all made sense, but it was just a bit boring. That was my main problem. It was just a bit like, I'm not actually excited about this. I think the match at Extreme Rules sounds pretty good. I'm not 100% sure who's going to win, but it's not like you watched this opening segment and thought, I'm really excited for 3 hours of Raw. It kind of just existed. And it's not really the WWE's fault. They had to act on the fly because no one thought, I bet Braun Strowman's going to get injured. But still, you can only like what you like. I wouldn't say I disliked it, but I didn't like it, so it gets it down. As we did mention Braun Strowman though, that of course has to get a massive down because apparently the big man is out for 6 months after elbow surgery. Now, if you go and do some digging, apparently he's not out for 6 months at all, and it's more going to be like 6 to 8 weeks. And this is WWE just kayfabing it. So when Strowman does come back, we can all be like, oh man, he is a monster among men. And he's got injury healing powers. But if that is the company playing up to it, I like that. Work a real life injury into the storyline so when he does come back, he's got even more momentum than he had before. I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, that's going to get an up. But it is sad that Braun's injured. Plus, we're going to give an up to the match between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, just because I love this feud. I love the Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Who would have thought that? Now this was nothing special, it was just a decent match and Jeff Hardy did win, but I just really enjoyed the tandem of the Irishman and the Swissman. They've come together. Ultimately too, you'd imagine this is building to a title change because Sheamus and Cesaro have started to lose each and every week, and that's fine as long as when the payoff comes, they win, and of course, the Hardy Boys then break themselves. But it's solid. I actually right now really care about the tag team championships, and as I say every week, if you make me care, I can't complain. Happy days. What I will complain about though is the match between Alicia Fox and Sasha Banks. And Noam Dar got involved too. That's a down. For starters, I never needed to see this feud in the first place, and now week on, I've got a match again, and Sasha Banks is losing clean in the middle of the ring to Alicia Fox. I just don't get where any of this is going, because right now, Alicia Fox does have the upper hand, because last week she may have lost, but it was a controversial finish, and this week, she's pinned her clean. Pinned Sasha Banks clean. And that was that. What is the point? Also, what do you do next? Let's say Sasha Banks wins the next match. Does that mean Alicia Fox has to win again? Or does Sasha Banks have to win the fourth one? It's just not interesting. I don't care. Turn Sasha Banks heel already. I'm bored of waiting. I am going to give it up to the Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor match because even though Roman Reigns won and that upsets everybody, the match itself was fantastic and Finn Balor's selling is top notch. This in many ways was balancing out when Finn Balor beat Roman Reigns last year or whenever it was, and whether or not we actually needed to see Reigns win this, I don't know. However, if it means he's not going to win the number one contender match at Extreme Rules, which I don't think he is, and maybe Finn Balor wins, setting up Balor versus Brock Lesnar, which is a match I very much want to see, I'm happy to deal with this to get to that. And it was very good, with two talented performers that know what they're doing. As a Raw viewer, I sat there and I thought, yeah, this is inspirational. This is a showcase. I'm not going to poke holes in that, even if we do all hate Roman Reigns. Which I don't, by the way. I like Roman Reigns. Got lovely hair. I don't got none. These pairings did continue through the night as well because our main event was Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt, which ended when Samoa Joe interfered, meaning Bray Wyatt got DQ'd, which means he took the loss. But still, gets an up. Good match, smart finish, made sense, and when all was said and done and the Raw cameras were going off air, Bray Wyatt had wiped everybody out. So while that is good for him, I still have a horrible feeling that come Extreme Rules he's going to lose, and then he'll go into a feud with whoever, and he'll lose. Then he'll say some gibberish, and he'll lose, because it's Bray Wyatt, and all he does is lose. But this worked. I now know where we're going and where we're headed and what the momentum is, and given, as we've said, WWE has had to change plans this week, I actually thought this was pretty decent, and I enjoyed the quick team up of Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt. And even on top of that, I enjoyed when Bray Wyatt screwed him over. That was fun. I liked it. Unfortunately though, we have to go back to the downs because The Miz versus Dean Ambrose, the SmackDown feud that's now been reiterated on Raw, not good, not enjoying it, not doing anything for the IC title, and now we got a stupid match at Extreme Rules. Basically, because Dean Ambrose decided to low blow The Miz and get disqualified here, meaning even though The Miz won, he doesn't win the title, The Miz went to Kurt Angle and said he wants a match at Extreme Rules and the belt can change hands even if somebody gets disqualified. I get it. It adds a little something different, but it's stupid. It's a nonsensical thing to put in there, and also, this does feel like a retread now. I saw this 6 months ago, whenever it is. I don't need to see it again. I'm not excited. Don't like it. And that's nothing on the performers. The Miz is doing great and Dean Ambrose is doing great. It just feels like old hat. And nobody wants an old hat. If you're gonna get a hat, it should be a nice new shiny hat that you bought from, I don't know, Sports Direct or something. Big logo on it, making you feel good. This feels like something we saw 72 years ago, and now we have to see it again. And I bet The Miz wins. And then we're just back to The Miz being IC champion, which is fine, but put him in a new feud already, and please then do something with Dean Ambrose. I'm begging you. A massive up last night, though, was Goldust turning on R-Truth, going heel, ending that tag team, and proving that he is still great. So it gets an up. While it was telegraphed earlier in the evening after Goldust was all like, "Hey, Truth, don't worry about it. I don't care that we lost last week." But his face was like, "I do care, Truth. I'm going to teach you a lesson." Before their match with Gallows and Anderson, Goldust just kicked the crap out of Truth while screaming, "That's what's up!" Because that's Truth's catchphrase, and he was using it against him. If this leads to a match at Extreme Rules between the two and Goldust wins and then is allowed to go on a proper heel run as he probably winds down his career, that's fantastic. Dustin Reynolds is underrated. Dustin Reynolds can cut a promo, and that Goldust character is absolutely bizarre, but he makes it work, and that is a testament to that man. He deserves this. He pulled this off wonderfully. I'm really excited. I'm all pumped. Makes me want to clench my fists together and just go, "Yes, Goldust!" Which is strange, but good work, WWE. This was very, very good. But then you ruined it for me. You gave me another down by putting Sami Zayn on the telephone and making him sound like a goof. So you're telling me, not only could Sami Zayn, one of the best workers in the company, not get on the show, but even when he calls up General Manager, who is Kurt Angle, as we know, he pisses him off. He annoys him. That's the character. Goofball Sami Zayn, who nobody likes, won't put them on Raw and won't talk to them on their telephone device. I don't want that. You don't want that. I imagine Sami Zayn doesn't want that, and I do quite like his character when he's allowed to actually be on screen and be a bit kooky. That's fine, but this did nothing for the man. Right now, he's not got a program to speak of, and he's really skilled. Madness. Thankfully, Bayley and Alexa Bliss continued what I believe to be a very good women's title program by having Estella showing on Raw. So it gets an up. Now, I didn't like the backstage bit with Bayley, where she asked for a kendo stick on a pole match, or Kurt Angle just gave it to her. I don't know what was going on. Why we couldn't just have a kendo stick match, I don't know. Also, when you start putting stupid things on polls, you're replicating the end days of WCW. Don't do that. However, if we take that and put it to one side, the angle between the two was good, the promos they cut was good, Alexa Bliss smacking her with a cane was good, so all of that was, as you can guess by what I've just said, good. And I'll enjoy the match at the pay-per-view. What I won't enjoy is the fact it's on a poll. But that aside, Alexa Bliss is fantastic, her promo work gets better each and every week. There's a star there. There's a big, big star. Which brings us to the Cruiserweights and saw Neville and TJP taking on Aries and Gallagher. Feels a bit like they're doing this each and every week, but they're all so talented. I enjoy it. The story's going to continue on 205 Live. I'm okay with that. It gets an up, but yeah, you probably need to end all this quite soon because it's eking out a little bit. Just a little bit. And that was Raw. And again, given that WWE had to change everything on the fly, I actually thought it was a decent show, and it was better than last week's. And to be honest, as long as they keep getting better each and every week, I'll be a happy man. And once again, just because I was so impressed, the MVP award of the night goes to Titus O'Neil. And I may never say that again. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all of this. Like, share and subscribe. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. Follow me at SimonMiller316 and go to WhatCulture.com and read the ups and downs articles. I am Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon.